There are two types of people in the world. Those who are extremely wealthy thanks to their businesses and transnational companies, and those who work in an office from 9 to 5 with salaries far below what a person needs to support a family. Paradoxically, the second type of person tends to spend more than millionaires do and is surprised to see how millionaires do not spend their money as they should. Today, we'll look at some surprising facts about millionaires that will leave you in shock when you learn them. To give you a head start, did you know that millionaires don't have saving accounts? Hi, my name is Alex, and on this channel, my goal is to help you reach financial independence as soon as possible and never worry about money again. If you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. It's totally free. Now let's get back to the video. Engineers, doctors, accountants, lawyers, and teachers are the highest paid professionals in the world. Having one of these professions can assure you a good salary, perhaps a slightly higher lifestyle, and give you a few luxuries. But the odds of becoming a millionaire with one of these careers are exceptionally low, especially if you're an employee of a company. In fact, the greatest billionaires do not have master's degrees, nor are they professionals in any of these careers. So exhausting your life chasing millions as a professional in some of these areas may not bring you good results and only leave you frustrated. Here are some interesting facts about millionaires that will make you realize your perception of them was quite wrong. First of all, according to the data provided by the firm WealthX after its last census, 60% of millionaires made their fortunes from nothing, while the other 40% inherited large fortunes or multiplied their small inheritances. This means that most millionaires actually made themselves from scratch with great ideas or skills that have helped them become wealthy over their lifetime. This should give you a foothold, because if any of those millionaires were able to make their wealth from scratch, it's perfectly possible for you to do so as well. Don't get stuck in the mindset that millionaires have inherited their wealth. Although many have, they're not the majority. The average millionaire is 57 years old. This is also a fact you should take into account. It's not bad to be 20 or 30 years old and still not be a millionaire. In fact, becoming a millionaire can be a goal that takes a lot of time, dedication, and effort before it's achieved. However, there are also other ways to become rich before the age of 30, and another important fact you should know is that many Novu-rich young people have made their fortunes by selling their ideas in Silicon Valley. Who knows? Maybe your dollar idea is waiting for an opportunity to be sold for millions of dollars. Becoming a millionaire also comes from understanding financial mathematics. The great millionaires have stated in several interviews that their expenses are quite limited, not because they don't have the money, but because they understand that you can't buy everything that comes your way just because you have the means to do so. Unlike millionaires, average people tend to increase their spending as income rises, leaving no budget for investing and saving for retirement. This has become a common mistake among young people, who do not have the philosophy of retiring with a pension. In fact, they believe it's unnecessary to pay for Social Security for retirement. This causes young families to spend more and save less, something that will not put them on the path to becoming wealthy. Another fact demonstrated by the WealthX data is that millionaires have assets that generate income for them. Let's take an example. Which will give you better returns? Buying an Apple iPad or buying Apple stock? Maybe you'd spend about $400 on the iPad, but 10 years ago it would have been enough to buy 5 to 6 Apple shares, which today would have generated about $1,200. Maybe the figure doesn't seem very big to you, but imagine that instead of investing $400, you invested $10,000. Everything changes, right? As we said a moment ago, it's proven that most millionaires made themselves, taking advantage of the best opportunities and starting with little. This can be you. The important thing is to start. When we talk about millionaires, we think that they have big bank accounts with millions of dollars available to spend at any time. The truth is that millionaires do not have savings accounts. Or they do, but with very little money available. While teachers, engineers, or doctors depend on their bank accounts to maintain their lifestyles, millionaires avoid these accounts because of their high maintenance costs. To many, it sounds inconceivable that millionaires don't use their accounts to have money, but let's turn to financial math to explain why this phenomenon occurs. First, you have to pay to have a savings account. Although it's not much, you have to pay a minimum monthly amount for account maintenance, a kind of tax or commission that the bank requires you to pay for using a product with them. Whether it's a lot or a little, it'll depend on the bank. What's certain is that as the years go by, when you look back, you'll realize that you've left a good amount of money in the bank. Secondly, all the money that goes into a savings account is considered income, so imagine that you have $1 million deposited monthly into your savings account. At the end of the year, you'll have to declare an income of $12 million, of which at least $5 million will go to taxes. If you found this figure alarming when you heard it, now imagine how much a billionaire like Elon Musk, who earns millions every day, would pay. This is one of the main reasons why billionaires don't have savings accounts. By this, I'm not saying that you don't need a savings account. At first, you'll have to start with one because banks do not authorize such large credit cards when income is minimal. Once you build a good relationship with the banks, you can start using credit cards as millionaires do. By the way, millionaires do not pay interest on credit cards either, since most of their purchases are made in one installment, which does not generate interest. If you'd like me to expand on this information in a future video, please like this one and comment below. I want to learn how to use credit cards. Let's continue. Far from what many people think of millionaires who go everywhere in luxury cars and supercars, the reality is that although they have them in their homes, they prefer to use more economical cars for their transportation. According to a study by Ramsey Solutions, 61% of millionaires prefer low-cost options. The reason? They're much cheaper to maintain than a sports car. Millionaires need to get to different places for meetings, just like you and anyone else. But is it mandatory to do it in a supercar to show you have money? Everyone knows that Elon Musk has money, Bill Gates has money, and Carlos Slim has money. They don't need people to know they have money. Besides, maintaining a supercar like a Bugatti or a Mercedes-Benz can be up to 15 times more expensive than maintaining a Toyota or a Chevrolet. Many people believe that the lifestyle of a millionaire is based on luxuries, expensive cars, and eccentricities, and although it often is, the truth is that millionaires spend much less money on those things than ordinary people. In fact, another fact related to this is that millionaires do get these luxurious cars, but as an asset that appreciates in value. That is, they acquire collector cars that increase in value over the years so that they have more valuable assets and increase their wealth. This brings us to a super important fact. Millionaires make money with more money, not less. It may sound confusing, but the truth is that self-made millionaires did not get their millions with a golden project in which they invested $1,000 and got $1 million. The truth is that the investments they've made throughout their lives have generated interest that they've also put to work in the form of compound interest. What does this mean? That the benefits obtained by way of yield or interest are reinvested in the asset to generate more money with the same percentage return. It doesn't mean that it's impossible for you to find a golden project that will make you a millionaire overnight, but the chances of doing so compared to the traditional or safe method are much lower. Well, this brings us to the end of today's video. You must know that I'm on a mission to get your financial life to the next level. That being said, click on the video that popped up on your screen because you don't want to miss the opportunity to get more valuable knowledge completely for free.